Okay, great. Welcome to our regular city council. It's Tuesday, January 7th. I have already wished Shane Bott a happy birthday because it's his 70th birthday today. Just want that out and to be known. It's 7 o'clock and we're ready for our council. Tonight, Councilman Del Rosario is out of town and has been excused. The rest of us are all here. I'd like to ask if someone would like to lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance.
I can do that, Mayor. Please stand. Please repeat the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Lynn. I'd like to ask if anyone would like to offer an invocation or a spiritual thought. Or an inspirational thought.
I have something I can add.
Sure.
I've been fascinated with history, and I've read several books on the Civil War. Like I was saying, I've been reading books about the Civil War era, specifically about Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant. And I came across two, actually, quotes from U.S. Grant that I really liked. One's inspirational, one is not. The first one, he says, "Cheap cigars come in handy. They stifle the odor of cheap politicians." And the reason why I bring that up is I think we have a great council, and I really enjoy working with the guys that we have. We have great conversations, and I think we make good decisions. The other quote from U.S. Grant, he said, "Anything is better than indecision. We must decide. If I'm wrong, we shall soon find out and can do the other thing. But not to decide wastes both time and money and may ruin everything." Well, we're coming up in a budget session, and we got to make some decisions on where we want to spend our money and our citizens' money and do those things. I think it's important for us to remember we've got to make decisions, and if they're wrong, and we can fix it. So anyway.
Okay. Thank you. Tonight, do we need a declaration of potential conflicts of interest on any of the business that we're going to work on? Good to go? Okay. Let's move right into the consent agenda. The minutes of December the 12th or December the 17th for the work session. Are there any additions, corrections, anything that you noticed in there that didn't fall into place? Good. How about the city council regular meeting on that same night? Any corrections, additions?
There was a minor correction that Emily made, and it's all good to go.
It's already in there.
Yeah.
Okay. City expenditures from the 14th of December till the 3rd of January, the amount of $1,376,641. Did you had a chance to take a look at it? Did anything stand out? Are there any questions? Anything we need to go over?
Yeah, I just noticed the date on that 1/3/24. It should be 1/3/25.
Oh, you're right. Let's correct that.
Yeah, we'd like to make a change to the agenda. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay.
What are you talking about?
That's all there is on the consent agenda. Then if there are no questions.
So, Mayor, those two resolutions are also on the consent agenda.
Oh, they are.
Yep, the surplus property for both of those are on the
I
consent
forgot
agenda.
that. So the ratification of the surplus property. So there's two of them. Why don't we go through them?
Yeah, so Mayor and Council, the resolution 0101 is the ratification of the surplus of the duty rifle from the police department directly to the Utah County Sheriff's Office. And the second item is the surplus of the table, desks, and bicycles to surplus those and take them off of our city property because they're not of use. Happy to answer any questions you got. Those are both resolutions, 01 and 02, on the consent agenda.
And we've made some comments in the last in the work meeting that actually went along with that, but I think we're in good shape of where we wanted to go. Any other questions on it? Okay, I would entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Move to accept
Yes.
by Travis. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And seconded by Jeff. Art?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Lynn?
Aye.
Travis?
Aye.
The consent agenda passes. We'll move straight into our public forum. And we have 3 that we need to talk about. The Chamber of Commerce will come right after that. So, Mark, you were the first one that was on there. Mark Openshaw.
First off, for the record, my name's Mark Openshaw. Thank you for the council for giving me time. Mayor, City Council, and Santaquin City staff. I would like to take a moment and thank you for your hard work over the past few months. I have been able to visit the city office frequently. And even, I'm super nervous. In part because there's a lot of tension for me. And even under challenging circumstances, I have only experienced one meeting where I was not treated with respect. I also want to highlight a few things I deeply appreciate that require significant care and attention that the City Council and the staff has given. The preservation of the City Museum building, I greatly appreciate. The excellent maintenance and care of our public parks this year was exceptional, and my family greatly enjoyed spending time in them. The professionalism, knowledge, and training demonstrated by the front-end staff and Community Development Office. If they did not have the answers that I sought, they were always willing to seek. Thank you for doing all this. It's under your direction that they're doing this. I love this town, and I'm truly grateful for your service. I understand all of us would likely earn more money living elsewhere. But Santaquin offers each of us something unique and valuable. For me, one of those things is a sense of friendship and community. To be clear, I am not running for city council. Heavens no. First, because I doubt I would be elected, and that's true. And second, because I would not want to take the challenges and the pressures that I see you handle. Thank you again for your service. This evening, I would like to bring up a few considerations for the City Council and Mayor. Transparency in property sales. If it would be possible for the council and the mayor to publicly post notice before selling city property. I ask this for 2 reasons. First, it helps transparency and avoids the perception of under-table dealings. Second, it ensures everyone has an opportunity to participate in the buying process. I understand the goal is to have the land developed in designated zones. These objectives still can be achieved through well-structured real estate contracts. The other point that I'd like to bring up this evening, open communication. I have one personal request for this council. Please reach out to me directly to ask my thoughts and matters instead of relying solely on one person's opinion. You are welcome to email me so that my responses are documented. I will stand behind my responses. If you need clarification, don't hesitate to ask. If you need legal counsel to ask these questions of me because you're interested and you want to know my true feelings, there's your lawyer. Have him ask me. Please do not assume I oppose you just because I want to oppose you or I'm angry. While I want my property to remain protected, I remain open to communication. Thank you for your time and service. Sincerely, a willing taxpayer, Mark Openshaw.
Thank you. Mark Brown?
Thank you for giving me extra time.
He's next on the list. He has a slot. No way.
He's with the chamber.
No way.
You have to
I
say
didn't
something
know
anyway.
that. Okay. So I'll take your name off the list and we'll add it somewhere else. How's that? Jim?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I see the agenda's short, so I got lots of stuff I can share now.
No, we're going home early.
This is a light meeting tonight.
So I'm Jim Rowland, the president and CEO of the Payson Santaquin Chamber of Commerce. Grateful to be here, and I thought I would give you a rundown on our year at the chamber.
First off, we're glad you're here,
Yeah, I'm sorry I
That
missed
you're
last month's
healthy.
meeting.
that you look
I was
great.
a little
and
tied
it's,
up, so.
It's good to see you up and about.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm walking around with my battery pack, so I got an external ICD unit. So, but my ICD internally never went off for 14 years, so I don't expect this to go off either. So we should be fine. But just in case, you'll know, it'll be very obvious.
That's better than an IED.
Probably.
So, yeah. So, yeah, let's just make sure it's straight.
Yeah, very different. Very different. Do you have AEDs in this building?
We do.
Great. I originally in 2011 I passed out in church, and I went to I then went to a stake meeting, and I passed out again, not knowing what happened the first time. So somebody drove me to the stake meeting just in case, and there was no AED. Whew, didn't know I was telling this story. But it happened to be the 4th day of January, which meant the board times have changed. And in the building that day happened to be the director of emergency room services in the hospital and an emergency room doctor who were able to come in and give me CPR until the ambulance came and was able to shock me back to life. So I love the idea of having AEDs in every building, because I had no idea I had an issue or a concern for my heart stopping, but apparently I did.
We're just glad you needed their services and not his.
Yes,
Yeah.
not yet. So, and then about 7-8 weeks ago, my ICD started to come out of my chest. It actually got infected. So there was at one point notification that I had a 50-50 chance of survival. So I spent the weekend wrapping up my life's affairs and trying to get my usernames and passwords in an organized list for my wife and kids if I passed away. So it's a good lesson to be reminded of, that life is very fragile. So
Good suggestions for all of us.
yeah, indeed. I left a letter on my desk when I went to the hospital that day, and I don't think she ever read it. So I spent so much time organizing my life that I didn't get a chance to write this beautiful goodbye letter. So I guess I got some more time to write that now. Anyway, if I can go
We're
on.
happy about that, just so you know.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here.
All right, so let's get down to business here. So Canyon Pizza opened their doors today with a light opening, soft opening. On Friday, there will be their grand opening, and we're going to do ribbon cutting at 5 o'clock. And we'd love for all of you to come down and celebrate Cameron and his new location. They had this location in Payson for less than a year, or about a year, and somehow the mayor lured them down here to Santaquin, and they're excited to be here, I'm sure. So he lives down in Nephi, so maybe he just wanted to be closer to home. So
Maybe he knew that I went to the one in Nephi.
yeah, he'd know you liked it.
It's right by the golf course.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
I know where it is.
So we'd love for y'all to attend if you can make it. 5 o'clock on Friday. We'll do a ribbon cutting. Unfortunately, not good news for Murdoch Ford. Their grand opening has been postponed for probably at least 3 months. So I will keep you informed, or you keep me informed if you guys hear anything. But at this point, there's no date set for that dealership opening. We have a new medical personal care facility opening in Payson that I'd like to invite everybody to check out. There is nothing like it in southern Utah County. It's a place where people can rejuvenate their body, mind, and spirit. They've created a space where advanced medical aesthetics meet the calming qualities of a spa, providing a holistic approach to beauty and wellness. They are called Good Rest Med Spa, and we have a ribbon cutting scheduled for Thursday at 6 p.m. And they're going to celebrate their grand opening Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They're just west of the hospital, west of the Indian restaurant there on 100. They put in a couple $100,000 of investment into the building that they're leasing. So they've got a large investment, and it's got some really cool holistic solutions to many people's problems. So check them out. All right, so had asked about the gala. Our gala is coming up in less than 30 days. Right here in the multipurpose room. That is February 6th. And you're all invited. And I would ask that everybody in the room here get with Norm and let him know, this is your assignment, let him know if you and your significant other are going to attend so that we can get enough table space set up for you and enough food on the buffet. The food's coming from R&R Barbecue. We have Ryan Stream, who's going to be our speaker. I don't know if anybody knows Ryan.
I do.
That's right. So Ryan will be here, and he'll entertain us and inspire us to write our own story. He's got a great story.
Jim, that's at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
February
here,
6th.
and dress as semi-formal. That means your best cowboy hat or boots, and anything else that you feel comfortable in wearing. So.
Did you say that was February 6th?
February 6th, yep, Thursday night at 6 p.m. This year's theme for the chamber, and something Ryan will touch on, is focused on Garage to Great. Our motivation is to help our local businesses with the resources needed to get to the next level of success. Garage to Great is really dedicated to help the hundreds of small home-based businesses to move out of their garage if they choose to, and increase their revenue, which supports our entire community. So many garage companies want to stay in the garage, but many of them want to get out, and we're going to try to figure out how to give them the resources they need to make that move. I'd like to provide a little recap of some of the things we accomplished and the activities we're involved with last year. Unfortunately, I didn't record each one, so from memory, I believe we did about 12 ribbon cuttings throughout the area. Maybe we did more. It seems like we did a lot more, but that's all I could really think of. We recognized 12 different businesses of the month and community service recipients. We hosted 21 breakfast clubs and 11 lunch, meet and eat, networking, and educational events. By the way, the breakfast clubs are on hold until at least March. And in March, we're probably not going to have a breakfast club again, but we're going to do a bigger education, maybe 2 or 3 hour event in lunchtime to kind of kick off our Garage to Great training. So we're not meeting here for the next couple of months. We worked with Santaquin Recreation to run our most successful hometown market event, organizing 7 nights of entertainment, shopping, and fun. This year we've met already, and we have 7 more nights planned. 5 of those nights will have music provided by the rec department. 2 of them will provide the entertainment. We're going to try to do it June 30th through July 28th or 14th ish, like 3 weeks in a row. And then we'll have Orchard Days events, and then we'll do a couple more after Orchard Days. We put on our second annual Small Business Saturday event in Payson on Main Street. We organized our first annual family bowling night. Did anybody come to that last year? So March 17th this year will be our second annual bowling night. We had about 125 people. We reserved the whole bowling alley. It's free bowling for the family. It's a Monday night, good family night activity. We got the laser tag that we can play, provide pizza and drinks, and that was a blast. So hopefully you can put that on your calendar, March 17th. Bring your leprechaun green and play some bowling and laser tag. We had a chamber booth set up at 5 other events to promote the area. We improved our social media presence and promoted several businesses in a professional manner online. Put out a very well-received community guide magazine to showcase our members and other local businesses, delivered to over 15,000 homes and businesses. Organized and received great feedback promoting about 40 winners of Athlete of the Week. I don't know if you've seen some of those posts. Every week we pick winners from Payson High School, and they get promoted on our social media. Probably our best correspondents come with the Athlete of the Week, so that's been really good. We organized a wonderful awards gala at the Binion Veterans Home with Nathan Osman. We organized the Passport to Summer program, which ended up with 24 businesses in Santaquin and 24 businesses in Payson. That brought a lot of families out to visit these businesses. Had a big pool party. We've got the pool reserved already for this year, August 9th, and hopefully going to be a bigger and better program. That was really well received by the public. I personally attended a number of conferences to learn ways of supporting our members and running the chamber better. I increased my hours of work and took a cut in pay in order to hire an assistant and pay for marketing our members better. We secured a $92,000 grant from the governor's office to support our Garage to Great programs this year. And I took a 6-week hiatus for a medical emergency that I'm back from. And my operation on the 20th is an overnight thing, and I'll be back to work on Tuesday, probably. In January 1st of 2024, we had 148 members. Today we have 165, so an increase of 17 members. We actually dropped 37 and picked up 53 new ones. So quite a lot of change. Our balance in the bank was $28,374 last year. This year it's $20,924, so about an $8,000 deficit. But we did just add $69,705 from a grant, so we're looking pretty right now. So we have 2 staff members, myself and Christopher Skadden. I'm the president and CEO. Chris is the executive assistant, and that's my chamber report for 2024. Any questions?
You missed one thing.
What was that?
We increased our allotment to you
Yes.
by an additional $5,000.
$3,000.
$3,000, yep.
And we appreciate that very much. We're using half of it to kind of promote events and activities, and then the other half will be used to just support the chamber. And with the variable membership dues, it's very important to pick up some of those extra dollars to keep us afloat. Any questions about the chamber's activities? What you like, don't like, what we should do better, what we could do better? Recommendations?
We're just working with you, trying to bring more businesses in.
Yeah.
So
I noticed on the business permit report today that commercial permits are dropping the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Well, we have a few more that have gone up. One part of the report today was year to date, so from June till December, I think is where we talked about that.
Is that what it
So
was?
in our monthly newsletter, we actually have about 12 or 15 in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, those are new builds. If somebody's not building a new building,
Right.
that's a business, not a business license necessarily. There's two different metrics in there,
Yeah,
right? One
I
is
understand.
construction of a new commercial facility, as it were, and the other one are business licenses that could be occupying spaces that already exist. So
Yeah.
that metric isn't shown on the bar graph, just the new construction is.
Yeah, the new commercial licenses are just kind of listed each month, right? The new
They are,
businesses
yes,
that
that's
month.
correct. That's correct. Uh-huh.
So I don't know what the total new business license for the year is. I don't.
We don't have that metric, but we could
Okay.
probably come up with it.
Yeah. We have an intern starting. I don't know if you know how the school intern program works, but you basically bid for them and you write a proposal about why they should come, serve you for free. And we won the bid. So we've got an intern starting on Friday, and one of her jobs is going to be to get a database of businesses in prospective office space. So I think that'll be really useful information that we should be able to share and help out. Anything else?
Sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Thank you.
It's very hard to get. I get calls all the time. Matter of fact, I had 2 calls already this week looking for office space, and it's just randomly out there. Everyone who owns the property knows about it, but nobody knows about everything. So I don't know if you have a better handle on that than we do, but maybe I'll have her call you first and kind of pin down what spaces could be available to some of these businesses moving in.
Yeah, well, to go through the staff might be easier than catching me sometimes, especially if it's sunny. Even in the wintertime, I'll go golfing.
Ah, there you go. Well, after my surgery, I can't raise my arm above my shoulder for like 3 months, I think. she
So
said,
now I can probably
yeah.
play even
Yeah, I'll
with
have to
you,
just
huh?
play with left-handed.
Yeah,
One-handed.
I know. That's how they all say.
Anyway, all right. So now I'd like to celebrate one of our longtime Santaquin businesses as our business of the month, and invite Mark Brown up to share a bit about his story. I'm going to read a little bit about your story that I know, and then you can correct everything and add to it if that's all right. So the Brown Family Mortuary is a cornerstone of compassionate service in our community. Originally established as Holiday Hills Funeral Home in 1972 by Fred and Betty Lou Holiday, the mortuary has a long-standing tradition of providing caring and personalized funeral services. In 2003, Mark and Jamie Brown took the helm, renaming it Holiday Brown Funeral Home, and eventually in 2012 to Brown Family Mortuary. Mark Brown, an experienced funeral director, along with his family, continues to offer a full range of funeral and cremation services. Their dedication to supporting families is a testament to their deep community ties and commitment to easing the burdens of those they serve. The mortuary operates with a personal touch, ensuring that each service is conducted with the utmost respect and attention to detail. The community's appreciation for their compassionate approach is evident in the many kind comments that were recently made on social media. As we put a request out to kind of nominate the favorite businesses in the area, we've got a number of responses, and I'm going to read a couple of them. Brown's, actually, the answer to the question was Brown's. I've been part of lots of funeral planning, or sitting on a funeral planning since I was young, and Brown's never fails to take care of and go the extra mile for their customers. Mark and his daughter have taken such good care of so many families and really make such a hard time as smooth as possible. Brown's, most definitely, they are so caring. Brown's, they are the best people. Brown's have been to multiple funerals where they have had a part. They do a great job. Brown's, hands down, they have taken care of so many of our loved ones, including our son. They are the best at caring for loved ones. They go above and beyond and never fail to go the extra mile. The Payson Santaquin Chamber is honored to recognize the Brown Family Mortuary as Business of the Month, which is a reflection of their unwavering commitment to serving our community with dignity and care. So, Congratulations. So there's that. And if you'd like to just share a little bit about your story and anything we should know more about.
Well, we're just honored to be part of the community. But I remember when we first moved here, it got started. Kay Tishner pulled me aside and brought me to my first chamber meeting. Probably just one of the very first things that he did. So we've been involved with the chamber and with the community ever since we began. And we're honored to be here. We're honored that families put their trust in us at a really hard time when it's difficult for them, and we try to live up to that trust that they instill in us. I just want to recognize my daughter here too. So she's been licensed now. How many years? Almost 5 years as a funeral director, and it's been a real asset to having her serve along with me. So we're honored to be part of this community and appreciate the recognition. So.
Now, wait a minute. What about your wife, too? She has always been a part of this.
And my little granddaughter that's bouncing around. So. Yeah, we appreciate it.
You know, you have been a great addition. I knew Fred really well. We lived downtown for a long, long time, but I knew Fred and Fred's dad, and every time I'd go see him, it was come sit down with me, let's share a root beer. That's how he was. Yeah. And you have the same feel that's there, and you have felt from the very beginning that you were a part of this city, and I'm grateful that you're here. You are a big part of us.
Yeah, thank you.
I need to share something personal. Sorry, guys. Mark and I have known each other for quite some time. For different reasons, we interact now because of the American Legion. But I met Mark and really liked Mark, and then I met that lady back there, and I really liked her. And I said, these are two really neat people. And then I found out they were married to each other, which made it even better. And I appreciate, I don't do names, Jamie, and working with your business, and it's just a pleasure to do business with you. But I'm not in any hurry yet.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Norm, can we get a picture?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You and I stand up. It's like, wait a minute, what? You want me to take one with your right? I can do you. I'll send it to you. Okay. Nope. We just have to marry this. We're not important. We're not pretty enough.
Get in here, buddy.
Awesome. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Thank you. Does she want some candy? Before bedtime.
Okay, move on to the next thing. And I just want to make a note at this point, building permits and business licenses, we did discuss and went over in the work sessions. So as a note, in this session, if you want to go back and look at it, it's in the 5 o'clock meeting, 5:30 meeting. So go straight to the reports from the staff. However, I want to mention one thing. Did you get my information? Yes, and Norm was going to go over and contact him, or I will. We still hadn't done that yet, so we'll get that done in the next couple of days.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to get the invites to attend. They get 2 tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Norm?
Yeah, so Mayor and Council, just a couple of things to update you on. I do want to bring to your attention that there has been discussion of a possible smaller-ish PRCA bull riding event at our rodeo grounds. Would not be by us, it would be by others, but we would obviously have support and that type of thing that would go along with that. It's not a for sure thing, but I just want to make sure that you know it's on the, it's a potential. As it goes through, it would just go through our normal event process. There would be costs associated with it. They would have to pay for city support, use of the facility, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So as that gets a little bit closer, a little bit more fleshed out, it's not a guaranteed thing at this point in time. They're just having discussions of what possibilities might be roughly in May sometime. So we'll keep you updated on that as that moves forward. It would not necessarily come to the council as an approval or anything of that nature, just trying to keep you in the loop. The Main Street project, you may have seen on the eastern end of the work that's been done recently. They started putting up streetlight poles today. That's been a little bit delayed because they've had some just some delays in getting that up, and so we hopefully in the next few days we'll have all of our streetlights up. You see that the signal was lit up. I believe it was on the 23rd, so we had a Christmas miracle 2 days early instead of 1 day, so that was good. That's moving along. They're on the west end now and working their way back this way, just getting ready to cross Main Street at the very end, or what we call the terminus of the project out by the church and the last home that's out there, crossing to the north, and they'll start moving along back to the east from the very far west for those dry utilities, gas, power, street lights, cable, fiber, those types of things will go in at this point in time on that north side. Once they button up on the south side, they've already started doing some of the demo on the north side. And then just finishing up that project sometime this year. We've got quite a good head start compared to where we were at last year, so we should be able to finish up and not be having any type of an issue with coming up on paving deadlines or anything of that nature this year, this calendar year. So that's good. CUP, the Central Utah Project on the Utah Lake Water System, Utah Lake System pipeline. They were crossing 400 East or 5200 West in the county just recently. My understanding is that's supposed to have opened today. I have not been through there. But that was supposed to open back up today, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but the sign should still give you some information if it's still closed. From there, they'll just be working mostly in the fields, in the orchards and fields throughout the rest of the winter. And then that project is scheduled to be ready to test, I believe, in the early part of 2026. So when I say early part, like at the beginning of the irrigation season, plus or minus, they'll pressure test that pipe and have it all ready to go. Now there'll still be a connection for us at some point in the future, but they don't even have the turnout built right now for us to connect to. So that'll be a future project of ours. I just also wanted to note that we will be having an upcoming budget amendment. The ball field lighting at the Orchard Hills Park is, as you can imagine, the electrical costs are higher than anticipated. We estimated that project. We bought the lights. We paid Rocky Mountain Power, and now to get the power to and the conduits and get the lights lit up, it's more than what we currently have budgeted. So we'll bring that budget amendment to you with an explanation of those costs at some point in the future. You will probably see this Friday a public hearing notice go out because we have to do a public hearing to amend the budget. So even though the council agenda will be a week and a half, it'll be a Friday from past next. And then, but this Friday you'll see the public hearing so that you're aware of what that is. That's what's going to be coming. Just one item on that. And I think that's it that I have. I'm happy to answer any questions on other items that you have in the city if you have any questions.
Okay. Hearing none. Travis?
I don't have anything to report. We have a library board meeting tomorrow, and YCC is gearing up to attend our elected officials day on the 22nd. So I'll have more next time.
Okay. Lynn? Nothing from me.
Some of the YCC leaders to maybe come to the gala.
Yeah,
You can check and see.
I'll see if we can't get some people there.
Not too many. They eat a lot of food.
So when you say the leaders, the youth leaders you're talking about, okay.
Maybe that'd be a nice thing for them to come and attend, especially Ryan.
Okay,
Let me know.
you bet.
Good idea. Jeff?
I don't have anything.
Art?
two things. I'd like to suggest that we move the spring-April city cleanup, make it a week later, get it off of General Conference weekend. That weekend ending in General Conference happens to be Nebo spring break as well. I'd like to see it move from April 12th to the 19th as the new dates for that, if that's possible. And then the other thing is, are there any changes in council assignments for 2025?
I talked with staff about this the other day, and I hadn't made any changes. If you would like to consider something and send it to me or talk to me, but as of right now, I kind of felt like we're going good. I wouldn't mind just continuing.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't something missed.
But if somebody does have a request, I'd be happy to hear.
No request.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't have too many things to talk about tonight, so I'll probably just bite my tongue for the most part of it. However, we need to excuse ourselves from this meeting and go into a closed session, which may be called to discuss pending or reasonably imminent litigation, collective bargaining, and or purchase, exchange, or lease of real property. So I would ask for a motion to adjourn to this closed session.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And seconded. Travis?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Lynn?
Aye.
Art?
Aye.
So this 7:41, at the conclusion of that meeting, we'll come back in and close this meeting. So thank you for being here. Thanks. Sure appreciate you, Jim. So
Hey.
I won't be here for this.